Hi, ECE class of 2020. This is Chris Hollett, your department head and also one of your course coordinators for Senior Design Project 20. It's great to be able to chat with you, and on behalf of the faculty and staff at ECE, we congratulate you on your upcoming graduation and also your entry into the professional world that we know that you're going to be a success. So, we've missed you for the past couple months, month and a half. But when you think about your career here at UMass has been 36 months long. And so these 2 months are just a little bit out of those 36 months. And why don't we think about a little bit, go back about your 36 months here, thinking back to your freshman year, months 1 through 9. Remember taking Engine 112 with Professor Kelly, Professor Shia, Professor Souls running the lab, your first look or entry into M5, and of course the creator of Engine 112, Professor Wolf. I recall, and I know that you had nominated Professor Wolf for the Distinguished Teaching Award back then. And he has been nominated every year since then. And I bring you good news that this year Professor Wolf is receiving University Distinguished Teaching Award for his efforts in creating Engine 112. When you think about it, the modules that you had and the topics that that we gave you, many of them maybe were a little bit mysterious, and maybe you were drinking from a fire hose, but you look back now on all that you've gained and learned, and now thinking about those modules and those technologies and those concepts and principles of ECE now seem much more commonplace and secondhand. In the second semester, you had your first programming course. I think it was in Java with Professor Tessier. Professor Tessier now is in Associate Dean, and like Professor Wolf is a vice provost, so they have moved up the administrative chain. And then you got into your second year, right? And you had circuits, you had data structures, hardware organization, a number of other courses, and you had mastery with Professor Leonard, our undergraduate program director, chief undergraduate advisor, and an ECE student's best friend. And he's been with you all those years and helping you navigate the curriculum and navigate life. And he's a real treasure for the department and a real treasure and jewel for you students. And he's special. So the next set of months, the 19 through 27, you entered the junior year, which is a toughie, and it's a toughie in ECE, across the nation. You had Engine 323, electronics. Do you remember that, with Professor Shu and Professor Barden? And you might know that Professor Barden has gained quite a notoriety in his electronics work associated with quantum computing at Google. And Engine 353, Computer Systems Lab 1, with Professor Krishna. Actually, Professor Krishna, here's a little inside. He is, I think, the funniest person on the ECE faculty, though you might not recognize that with his picture. And Professor Holcomb. And ECE 314, a great class, probability and statistics, and you had two great instructors with Professor Pishronik and Professor Geckel. And Professor Geckel plays, just like Professor Leonard plays a role of helping to guide you through the program. Professor Geckel is just a great resource in helping students navigate graduate school and in taking those next steps. And we really thank him for that. And then in our last year here, your last 9 months with us, you've been taking electives, smaller courses, maybe some outside of the department, but we've had the Senior Design Project, where we've mentioned that really it took the whole department working with you to work through your project. You had your team members, you had your faculty advisors, your faculty evaluators, who all work to help you have a successful project and a meaningful capstone experience. And so that brings us to a bittersweet time of the year. This is what we should be looking at. Marcus Hall, the grass is green, students are in and out. We could conceive of this as being the place where we had STP 20 demo day, and all the excitement that you would have had in demoing your projects to the campus community and to the public, and then to have come out on the steps and taken our classic picture of the class of 2020, and we didn't have that. And in the next months and next years, Marcus Hall and will fade from your front memory. But we will remember you, and this will be our virtual class picture of the class of 2020 in Marcus Hall. We'll have fond memories of you, and I hope likewise. And you're going to be moving towards taking the next steps into your professional world, and you're going to be successful. And it would really be great if we could maintain contact. And one way we can do that, you can always, if you're ever in the area, you can come back and visit campus. It'll be a lot of fun. Great to see alums. But we can remain in contact on LinkedIn. We have our UMass Amherst ECE alum and friends LinkedIn, maybe group. Some of you are already member, and if not, please do join. It'd be great to have you on this site, which has almost 1,500 members and wonderful alums that we keep in contact with. So in closing, class of 2020, on behalf of the ECE faculty and staff, we congratulate you on your academic achievement, and we wish you the best of luck in your professional career. Please keep in contact. Bye-bye. All the best.